Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a long quarantine and like some of you, like many of you, I've been into some DIY beauty things as always. And I went from this color to this one. I'm still in the process of doing it. I did this last night and the ends really are where I want it to be, and the roots are still like a strawberry blonde color, more coppery, which I don't really feel suits my skin tone at this point. So I'm gonna keep going with my color process. However, in the meantime, I thought for people that have red hair and strawberry blonde hair, you might want to see some different makeup looks. So I'm gonna try out a couple looks that I think might go with this sort of warm tone and, you know, see what we can come up with to play with. One of the things that I highly recommend, a YouTuber that's my favorite, Ally Art, A-L-Y, I'll put the link down below. She explains so many things about your specific type of body, face, shape, coloring, structure, and what kind you are and what colors and things would suit you the best. So I would check that out. I've been really influenced by her ideas, but I kind of am a person that breaks all those rules and tries new things anyway. So let's see how it goes with this coppery color, shall we? Okay, I'm gonna start with putting my hair up. This is as neutral crazy thing as can go. Get it all out of the way and get my face ready for makeup. My wonderful Dior Backstage foundation that I love and use all the time. You can definitely put on multiple layers if you want to go stronger, more full coverage, or you can do it pretty lightly all over. It's really liquidy, but it does have really good coverage. So I'm just covering all the red spots mostly and trying to even out my skin tone as best as possible. My favorite Morphe palette for contour and highlighting. I'm going to go with the warmest tone to go with my warm hair. Warm it all up, give me some dimension and a little bit of a tan, I guess. It's that little bit of a sun-kissed look to add more contrast to what right now is kind of all a little bit monochromatic. So maybe a little bit more bronzer than I would normally use, but also in a tone quality that I don't normally use. So really trying to play with the idea of different color schemes today. Using a little like kind of a bright pinkish highlightery type color. Not bright pink, it's more shimmery than it is even a color. Kind of reflects pink and is a pretty neutral. Also going on the eyelids, I think this color really brings out my skin and the pinky overall tones of the copper. Now to move on to my favorite concealer, just because I have a couple of pimples. Gonna cover that up. Can't Stop, Won't Stop by NYX. Very inexpensive and very great product. Okay, so now I'm gonna do two different looks on each side of my face. Splitting my face in half. One half will be more of a neutral, natural, everyday look. That will be the first one. And the other one will be a little bit more glam. So let's start with the basics. This was from MAC, the Painterfly Eye Shadow Base. It can be really great as just an eyeshadow. This totally neutral, another Morphe palette, neutral, non-sparkly, totally matte color, covering the whole eyelid, and another matte color right on the inside of the crease. So I'm just going with the natural shape of my eye, and you should do the same with yours, which will be different than mine. So just following that natural shape and blending. The color is a cool toned brown. It's hard to tell, but it's kind of maybe it's more neutral than cool. This is the NARS Multiple. I'm obsessed with it. You can use any of them, but just I'm using it like as a blushy highlighter. It's really kind of shimmery and moist and just gives you that dewy look. You could use it also as lipstick, but we're gonna go with this MAC lipstick that I'm always using and always loving. It's a little bit more bright pink than I want for this look, so I'm gonna have to tone it down with something. We'll see what I tone it down with later. I'm trying this new Blossom mascara. I can't really figure out this wand, so I'm struggling with it, and we're just gonna skip over that part. Going in with a little bit more contour, just to add more contrast to my face, because it's looking a little washed out, I think. As can be the case when you have light skin and light hair. So trying to add some more dimension. I just picked this up at Sally's on clearance. It is a nice shimmery golden gloss. I think that's going to add what I want to this lip color. Just give it a little more shimmer. There we go. And there you have it. It's a very neutral look on that side. And I have a pet peeve about eyebrows. I'm actually using the bronzer, the warmest tone bronzer, on an eyeliner brush that's totally dry, nothing on it. And it's the right color for this coppery orangey color. Just filling in my sparse brows slightly to add the tint of the same color family. Nothing drastic, nothing dramatic, but it just ties in that color so that it doesn't look like my eyebrow and my hair color are two totally different tones. I have a really cool toned eyebrow, so that changes it. Starting with a different base. It's like a purple base for the eyeshadow. This will be the more glam side, and it's also from NYX. You could use it, again, as an eyeshadow by itself, or it really makes a great base. You can blend it in and keep going. I'm doing the same thing with the eyebrows. You see that's my brightest, most warm-toned bronzer. Blowing off the excess and just filling it in to the sparse parts of my eyebrows, kind of all over. Give it a little bit of that coppery, orangey, just tone quality. And why not add a little more bronzer? Maybe I went a little too overboard here, but you can always blend it away. Blending, 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 blending. Going in with some highlighter now to balance that out. Give my face a little bit more brightness back. I'm going in with the Color Tattoo eyeshadow from Maybelline, which I can't find anywhere anymore. So if you know where to find it, put me a message on the bottom. This is like a neutral light brown, cool toned. Kind of shimmery, but I'm just going to use it as sort of like a sticky kind of base to add some other color on. And I'm going in with a sparkly golden color. I wanted to close up on the eye so you really see what it looks like rather than the palette. All using the Morphe palette, the whole look. All my looks lately are using these palettes, so very coppery, but it's actually more cool tone than it looks in the video. I will say that. Very golden, very sparkly, and just putting that on the lid and blending it into the crease and really blending it out into that purple, light purple. It's a strange combination of colors probably, but I just was drawing on the colors that I see in my face and my hair right now already and trying to add a little bit more pop with the purple. Here is a liquid liner that I'm doing, trying to go really delicately and thin line. It's can look very classic and clean and accurate if you take the time and use one of these felt tip markers. It's a little bit more old-fashioned than the modern way to do the big cat eye eyeliner, but you can get some real precision. So inevitably there is some space between your eyelash and the line that you make. If you're a real pro, you can get it so that you can make an imperceptible line break in between. And here I'm getting stressed about my hooded eyes on the ends. It's so hard to do winged liner on myself, but I'm gonna do a different approach this time, kind of getting it a little messy because I want to see where the eyelids will fall when I'm not holding them up. So I'm kind of like moving my eyes around and letting them be a little bit droopy so that I can get the color on even inside the creases. So you stretch it out to put the color on, and then you relax it again to see how it will fall when your eyes do different things. When you look up, when you look down, when you look side to side. Because if you're not careful and you have eyes like this, then you can look a certain direction and it doesn't look like a line anymore. So we're trying to avoid that. So taking the time to really pay close attention and do it as accurately as possible, that's what I recommend. Time, and patience. I'm going to go in on the inside and extend that for that fox eye look, that foxy eye look that's really the rage these days. All it really is the winged cat eyeliner, and doing the inner tear duct corner as well, so it all falls on that same line. My kajal is my secret weapon. I'm putting it on the inside of the upper eyelid. So remember when I was talking about trying not to make space between your actual lashes and the liner? In case you do, you can always go back in with this. It's so gentle for your eyes. It's not like any of the chemical eyeliners we use. You can really use it well on the inner tear duct line. So that really evens it out for me. Going back into my eyebrows, because since I'm doing the foxy look, I really want to get that angle right. So I'm going back into the inner corner of the eyebrow to continue that angled look a little bit better and get that effect. See, this side is more rounded eyebrow, more natural, and this is a more diagonal line. So part of the foxy look is that everything follows those same diagonal lines. Trying to get in there with some darker shadow. This is like a dark coppery, just to even out the inner corner. And now I'm going in with a lighter sparkly gold that will go on the inner corner of the eyelid, just to add some sparkle and pop. And I'm going to throw in this oldie but goodie from MAC to do the underneath part, under the lower lash line, just to add some warmth and sparkle and light on that part. Many of you may not be used to putting eyeshadow down there, but it really opens up the eye and makes your eye look so much bigger. Going back in with my voluminous mascara because it's the best. Can't get away from it. And a little bit more highlighter and bronzer, again following that same angled line for the foxy look. Okay, here are the two looks for strawberry blonde hair. This one's very everyday, natural. This one's a version of the foxy eye, a little bit more smoky, a little bit more dangerous looking. Tell me which one you like best, and please leave your comments and questions and tell me what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day. Bye.